Hello, you should be on number 27, Reaching Higher. Now, this one right away, you're going to notice that it has a new note. Flutes. This new note is going to be almost like F, except you're going to do, and I wish I had a pencil right next to me. Here, I'll use this drumstick. Pretend this is your flute. Pretend this is your flute. You have your back thumb down. You're going to show me F. Thumb, 1, 2, 3, 4 is how you play F, and then you also have the pinky. But to get to G flutes, you're going to lift up that fourth finger, and you're going to be left with just back thumb, 1, 2, and 3. And these guys are just going to be floating right above. You still want your pinky down, and that is going to be G. And since it's a high note flute, you're going to want to use fast, cold air. Clarinets, this new note for you is going to be A, and that one's going to be kind of tricky. I don't have a clarinet here to show you, but you're going to show me G. In order to get to A, you're going to show me G. And if you look at the fingering, there's going to be a little teardrop shape in the front clarinets. Yeah, it's going to be a teardrop shape right above that. That is that little key right above. So imagine that you were playing E with that first whole clarinets, and then you're going to go to that one little key. It's not a hole, it's a key that you press down, and it should sound one note higher than your G. So you can test that out by playing a G and then press it down. It should sound one note higher than that. Next, saxophones. Your new note here is going to be an E, and that is just going to be like your high D. So if you get D ready saxophones, thumb 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, you're going to lift up that sixth finger, and you're just going to have thumb 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 down, and that high note should be an E. The next one down, trumpets. In order to play this A, I actually have a trumpet with me to show you. This is going to be higher than G, so you're going to want to think really tight. And this goes for all brass players. You're going to want to think really tight corners, fast, cold air, just like G. And you're going to press down 1 and 2, which is the same fingering as E, but you're going to think extra tight corners, extra fast, cold air. And it should sound like, well, I'll play it at the end. Really quickly, French horns. Your new note here is going to be a high D, and you're going to notice that's written on the fourth line, or they'll give you an option to play a low D as well. Go with the high one for now, see if you can hit that. That's going to be open, and you are going to play, actually I lied, horns, that is not going to be open. French horns, that is going to be first finger down. Press first finger down for that high D, and think tight corners. And play along with me in a second. Trombones, your high note here is going to be top space G, and that is going to be fourth position just like D. And just like trumpets, you're going to have to make sure extra tight corners, extra fast cold air, because it's higher than F. And same thing, baritones, you have G as well, and you're going to use 1 and 2 as well, baritones. So just like you did for D, you're going to play fast cold air, and baritones, you're going to get that high G to pop out. Here's what it should sound like. So get that fingering ready, and we're going to play it together. Try thinking higher than any note you've played so far. Take a big breath in. Brass players, extra tight corners, fast cold air. Flute players, extra narrow jet stream of air. Big breath. And try and match that. Now, if you took a big breath in and it sounded like this, and it kind of started there, but then it dropped down, that means that we had tight enough corners, but our airspeed wasn't fast enough to keep it going. So make sure it's way up there. One more time. Ready, breathe. Awesome. Now, if you still didn't quite get it, take a look at your first 3 notes in Reaching Higher, 27. Figure out your first 3 notes, and they're going to lead right up to that high note, and that should get you up into that space, and your director can help you with more tips for your instrument. But for right now, just try playing the first three notes with me. They're half notes, so they're going to get 2 beats each. First 3 notes, flute starting on E flat, clarinets and trumpets on F, saxophone starting on C, trombones, baritones starting on E flat, and French horns starting on French horns starting on B flat. Here is the first 3 notes of Reaching Higher. Play with me. 1, 2, ready, go. Pause right there. Okay, if you got the high note out that time, great. If you didn't, we're going to go back and we're going to play it all the way from the beginning. Here's our slow tempo to get started as we're playing through. We're going to try going all the way through. If you look through this song, you're going to notice that it only uses those 3 notes, except for one time before the end. And here's the first time through. 1, 2, ready. Rest, rest. Rest, I know you're probably wondering what that last symbol is. If you look right above that last symbol, it says it's called a fermata. Make sure you can say that because your teacher will want to know what that's called. And a fermata kind of looks like a little eyeball. That is a symbol that I like to think of just meaning take a moment to look up at your director and make sure that you know for sure that they're holding that note. Well, take a moment to look up at your director when you see a note with that over it, because that means that you're going to hold that note until they go like this, means to hold it, and then they're going to go like this. And they'll kind of cut you all off as an ensemble at the very end. So that last note, I want you to hold it once, and I will go like this to show that we're going to hold it, and then I'll go like this to show that we're going to cut off. So hold that last note. 1, 2, ready, and hold. Perfect. And that way you all can end as an ensemble. It's kind of like a big dramatic ending, and it's going to be really, really cool if you can make it happen. So that is Reaching Higher. We won't play that one any faster than that, actually, because we're kind of running out of time on this video. But make sure you run it through a couple times, rewind, and play it through extra fast cold air, extra good, extra tight corners brass, and flutes, extra narrow jet stream of air to get that high note to come out. All right, see you guys in the next one.